Greetings from MIT OpenCourseWare-centric Wiki, World University and School on Monday, 10/13/2025, October 13th, 2025 at 10 a.m. Pacific time in the San Francisco Bay Area. Greetings from the Richard Trudeau Conference Center outside part of East Bay Regional Parks at one south end of the Grizzly Peak Skyline Boulevard area of East Bay Regional Parks. As we wait to see if anyone wants to join this open WUaS news and question and answer, I'd like to share a little news with you. And per the agenda that I sent out about 8 days ago on Sunday, October 5th, sorry, to about 1,800 people on the World University and School emailings lists. And to begin, dear Universitians, friends, all, greetings. Here are the MIT OpenCourseWare-centric ocw.mit.edu wiki. Hashtag grow with Google WUaS, World University and School, WUaS Weekly Business Meeting, WUaS News and Q&A, agenda and news for both Monday, October 13th, 2025, and Monday, October 20th, 2025, to season for a week, this last 10/20/2025 agenda and news, and to invite feedback and your thinking in a variety of ways. And again, with the nonprofit 501c3 wing, worlduniversityandschool.org, and the for-profit general stock company legal entity in California wing, worlduniversityandschool.org/academicpress.html, still sharing the same root domain, worlduniversityandschool.org, how to plan for 1 or 2 bank accounts still. And regarding developing the 501c3, worlduniversityandschool.org, and check out the guidestar.org profile, and possibly even multi-listing on many stock exchanges, but starting with one stock exchange, the WUaS Corporation, the other wing, which again is worlduniversityandschool.org/academicpress.html. So 1 board or 2 boards for these 2 wings, and in seeking to use AI in the boardroom. And per a recent Stanford Law Rock Center webinar on AI in the boardroom. So I attended this Stanford Law Rock Center Board GPT using AI in the boardroom online event, and see now further so much potential for AI in the WUaS boardrooms. Perhaps some WUaS boards for this will emerge further in communication with Stanford Law Rock Center and regarding Stanford Law Codex, in a session of which the for-profit WUaS Corporation in the state of California incorporated in 2017 as a second wing to the 501c3 nonprofit World University and School since 2010, first wing. And thanks to the writing of the WUaS Corporation's articles of incorporation by an AI chatbot called Law Droid, and to lawyer and Law Droid's presenters, Tom Martin, follow through. So greetings further from free MIT OCW-centric ocw.mit.edu wiki, grow with Google WUaS World University and School. So the next MIT OpenCourseWare-centric ocw.mit.edu, and regarding previous versions of OCW, opencw.apprende.org/courses/translated-courses, and opencw.aprende.org/courses, which lists about 38 departments at MIT Open that are emerged at MIT OpenCourseWare, which emerged from MIT itself. The World University and School WUaS News and Question and Answer is meeting now at 10 a.m. Pacific time, 9 a.m. Mexico City time, I think, 11 a.m. Mountain time, 1 p.m. Eastern time, USA and Canada. I think it's 5 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, Western Europe. I think it's 10:30 p.m. India time, and 1 a.m. Tuesday the next day, Hong Kong time. But please check your time converter from any of your 24 time zones to join this open WUaS Weekly Business Meeting with Zoom URL here below. So for the Monday, October 13th meeting, this is to proceed. On the first wing, the 501c3 nonprofit U.S. federal legal entity World University and School wing. Agenda item 1. So I reached out to the former Prime Minister Tony Blair of Britain, and on Wednesday, October 1st, 2025, who went to Fettes College in Edinburgh, Scotland, a high school, graduating in 71, that I went to for just a single year in 77, 78. And with an interest further in reaching out to Fettes College also in exploring developing IB diploma programs or equivalent with potentially Fettes, which is an international baccalaureate diploma school. So it offers the IB diploma for high schoolers, and also the A levels for high schools, for high schoolers that have matriculated at Fettes. How best with Fettes College Old Fettesians Association, a meeting of which I attended just a few days earlier, to develop with an IB prog, hashtag IB diploma PROG, hashtag on Twitter and LinkedIn, I think. How best with Fettes College OFA to develop a free CC4 MIT OCW-centric World University and School online IB diplomas or SIM in all 7,159 living languages. So could World University and School collaborate with Fettes College as an IB school, and with being in a Grow with Google WUaS program to create the IB diploma in all 7,159 known living languages, with machine learning and AI and machine translation and large language models too, potentially helping so many people around the world. Haven't heard back from Tony Blair Institute further directly, possibly beyond some related Twitter X posts, and haven't heard back from Fettes College yet either in these regards, but I'm continuing to put it out there and hope that World University and School can, with the benefits of the information technology and artificial intelligence, develop IB diplomas in all 7,159 known living languages to help students around the world in all those languages. Agenda item 2. So this is regarding possibly clinical trials in a realistic virtual Earth for clinical trials. And think Google Street View with Time Slider, Google Maps at the Google Cell View level and the Google Atom View level and the Google Molecule View level, and with AlphaFold Server 3, AlphaFold 3 server and isomorphic labs, both of which can apparently predict all molecular compounds known with machine learning's predictivity. So how best to develop a hashtag realistic virtual Earth for clinical trials in one iterating hashtag realistic virtual Earth, and think hashtag G Street View with hashtag G Time Slider, where it takes an average of 10 years to do a randomized clinical trial, hashtag RCT. And with TensorFlow as well, TensorFlow Artificial Intelligence from Google, a library of artificial intelligence data sources or code bases, and with AlphaFold Server. And check out the clinical trials at WUaS for all languages, wiki school or wiki subject page. So how best to develop a realistic virtual Earth for clinical trials? In one iterating realistic virtual Earth, add hashtag physical data at every step. I think that computer scientists with comprehensive structured data will take different approaches. But World University and School in developing potentially and seeking to develop online or seeking to develop begin to develop pharmaceuticals out of such a realistic virtual Earth for pharmaceuticals may explore avenues to developing this realistic virtual Earth for clinical trials that are unique to World University and School, and could involve initially adding physical data of any specific clinical trial lasting 10 years at every key stage of the way over these 10 years. More about this in the blog post from September of 2025, beginning Prothachia Maria Orchid, in my blog, scott-macleod.blogspot.com, again, 9 September 2025. Agenda item 3. From a blog post on Tuesday, September 30th, 2025. I've gotten 4 times in LinkedIn, the social media website, a congrats on starting at hashtag Massachusetts Institute of Technology. In what ways could at World Univ and SCH join hashtag MIT's accreditation? So I've heard from 4 people on LinkedIn, again, one of whom I actually know, who repaired my kilt that I got in around the year 1976, and is the wife of a retired hashtag MD Stanford anesthesiologist, saying congrats on starting at hashtag MIT, Massachusetts Institute of Technology. It would be great to hear from MIT itself about this, but in what ways could at World Univ and SCH on Twitter, X, join hashtag MIT's accreditation? I think we have the green light from Middle States Commission on Higher Education, with offices in the greater Philadelphia area, to proceed with accreditation. But I think accrediting World University and School in seeking to create 200 online autonomous major universities, research universities, and even universities in all 7,159 known living languages, is a new accreditation opportunity for such organizations as Middle States Commission on Higher Education and Massachusetts Institute of Technology's accrediting agency, New England accrediting agency or similar, NECAE or something like that is its acronym. So more about this in the blog post beginning Lardizabalaceae, a species of plant, from September of 2025, September 30th, 2025, Tuesday. Agenda item 4. So I'm reading from the agenda that I post that is on the I'm reading from the October 13th agenda, which is now posted on Monday, October 6th, 2025 in World University and School.blogspot.com and my blog, scott-macleod.blogspot.com, October of 2025, beginning Lake Clark Wilderness, AK for Alaska. Agenda item 4. Further in the Lardizabalaceae blog post from Tuesday, September 30th, 2025. A hashtag realistic virtual earth for dentistry at World Univ and SCH. In back of hashtag Toyota ambulance van, similar, with hashtag humanoid robot dentists for hashtag WUaS dentistry, and with hashtag robot dentists, with hashtag Kaiser Permanente, and hashtag realistic virtual earth for robotics too. And regarding hashtag WUaS Lego robotics, and with hashtag WUaS collaboration with hashtag local dentist clinics. This is something World University and School would like to proceed with in a variety of ways. Check this brainstorming out further in the blog post from Tuesday, September 30th, 2025, in my blog, scott-macleod.blogspot.com, beginning Lardizabalaceae. Agenda item 5, Friday, October 3rd, 2025 blog post, beginning Bodhi tree, Ficus religiosa. What might hashtag yoga genetics do regarding hashtag extreme longevity if we live to 150 years old, and with hashtag aging reversal, hashtag genetic drug therapies too, regarding hashtag yoga aging reversal, hashtag yoga extreme longevity, beyond hashtag higher, faster, stronger, suppler, hashtag yoga asana, and hashtag yoga WUaS. And see my yoga notations, Hippie Angeli yoga notations, on the website scottmacleod.com/yoga notations.html. So how to develop yoga genetics further, and regarding extreme longevity, and if we live to 150 years of age, with aging reversal and genetic drug therapies, for example, for higher, faster, stronger, suppler yoga asana, with many implications for potentially muscle wasting reversal and becoming taller again, to reverse the consequences of spinal compression that happens as we age, and so many other ways with a yoga focus, with say eightfold yoga focus from Patanjali, extrapolated to possibilities with yoga genetics. Agenda item 6 from Saturday, October 4th, 2025, in my blog, Iranian borage. It begins, Ecceum amoreum. So this is regarding possibly an Intel corporation that makes semiconductors chips with NVIDIA that is doing much with virtual worlds and gaming and simulations and hardware for this as well. And regarding a hashtag Intel with NVIDIA and similar, but also simulations, hashtag chips semiconductors, which will be vital for a realistic virtual Earth, hashtag for everything, and hashtag for robotics, and for also a hashtag realistic virtual Harbin in hashtag G Street View with hashtag G Time Slider, G Atom View. And regarding a recent set of developments where the US government is or may be investing in Intel and possibly as much as 10% of what Intel is worth. And after Intel Semiconductors has stock shares have declined precipitously recently. And this is, you can see more about this in the blog post again, beginning Iranian borage, Ecceum amoreum. And this is also regarding a possible new kind of hashtag Google AI news that I've been posting to Twitter and LinkedIn with the hashtag provide a detailed summary. I've been getting some provide a detailed summary of certain company situations on my smartphone and wonder if this is the beginning of a new form of news. And you can see this again, what the provided detailed summary says about the US government investing in Intel. I think NVIDIA may be investing in Intel too, to get Intel moving forward with new chip designs, and particularly for simulation and potentially a realistic virtual Earth at the cell view level and the molecular view level, and even a realistic virtual Earth for aging reversal. So check this out further. Agenda item 7, also from Saturday, October 4th, 2025, in the Iranian borage Ecceum amoreum blog post. So this is about information for a Thursday, October 2nd event at Stanford Iranian Studies, which was a talk given by Reza, and I'm going to try to say his name correctly. It comes up on the screen. Taking a little while, so I'll read on. Who is I think an Iranian American, who is a professor, I think at the University of Dallas in Texas. And the person who gave the talk was Reza Ali Rezayan, who's also an Iranian architectural historian residing in Dallas, United States. So thanks for your rapid fire dynamic talk. on Thursday, October 2nd, 2025. And great to see so many people from the Iranian Stanford community in the Encina 123 room. This is also to Abbas Milani and a friend of mine, Shahrazad, whom I know from UC Berkeley Tourism Studies and Stanford Iranian Studies. So, number of questions regarding Reza's presentation about architectural history from the 1930s to the 1970s in Iran, and how we might even add the video recording of Reza's talk to a realistic virtual Earth, and use the video images to build out and iterating in remarkable detail virtual Iran, hashtag virtual Iran, and through time. So Google Time slide back to, say, Iran in the mid-1950s compared to Iran in the 1930s when it may have been very agrarian, and time slide forward to, in Google Street View with Time Slider, to Iran in the 1970s, after these modernist architectural buildings were finished and helping further inform Iran's cultural, historical developments through time. How to add this video recording with all its imagery and Reza's talk to a realistic virtual Earth, a virtual Iran, with AI and machine learning. Say, add his talk, transcribed to text in the sidebar in Google Street View with Time Slider, with TensorFlow AI, and use pictures of the buildings that he shared in the years that they were built and as they changed through time in Google Street View with Time Slider, such that we could even ask Gemini AI about where these, about these buildings, about this architectural history as a realistic virtual Earth for history, a realistic virtual Earth for architecture develops, and to which we could all add also our photos. So Abbas Milani, the director of the Stanford Iranian Studies, has I think is developing a history of Iran project also, and this would dovetail with that. And also, agenda item 7C, how might we, I asked Reza and Abbas and Stanford Iranian Studies, explore further developing hashtag free to students, hashtag MIT OCW-centric, wiki, Iran World University and School, for online WUaS degrees in Persian, in Farsi, and other languages in Iran. There are apparently 67 indigenous languages in Iran, by one count. And so how to offer these free online degrees at Iran World University and School, bachelor, PhD, law, MD, IB, high school, or similar AAAS and master's degrees from home in Iran, in Farsi, in Persian. And MIT OpenCourseWare, I think, has already been translated into Persian at one point. So there's something to build from with AI and machine learning as well. And much more to translate from MIT OpenCourseWare itself at ocw.mit.edu further into Persian, and with human and machine translation too. So hiring people, creating jobs, creating careers. And for some or many of all 91 million Iranians living in Iran, how might we explore further developing free to students MIT OCW-centric wiki Iran World University and School for all 91 million Iranians living in Iran? 7D, And how also at MIT OCW-centric Wiki World University and School to grow the open people to people for hashtag wiki teaching and hashtag wiki learning schools. And you can see those in English, start of them, at wiki.worlduniversityandschool.org/wiki/subjects, in Persian as well. Could the listeners in your talk, Reza, help potentially build out these wiki schools in Persian and build communities around them with Iranians online in Persian? 7E, Iran World University and School, the Islamic Republic of, the Wiki Beginning University, now in English, planned in Persian Farsi, link, and the Persian language link at World University and School, wiki.worlduniversityandschool.org/wiki/Persian_language, also planned in part Persian and Farsi. And see more about this in my blog post, my blog's post beginning, Iranian Borage Ekium Amoreum. Agenda item 8. From Sunday, October 5th, 2025, beginning Glacier Bay Preserve, AK. Google, how could I at MIT OCW-centric Wiki World University and School use Alpha Evolve in developing WUaS, if at all? So Alpha Evolve is a new information technology platform, a new AI platform from Google. And what it does, seeking to read from the Alpha Evolve webpage itself, is a Gemini-powered coding agent. It's an agent that can go beyond single function discovery to evolve entire code bases and develop much more complex algorithms. How could we use this at World University and School? How could our coders at World University and School work with this Alpha Evolve to develop the code bases at World University and School in particular? Agenda item 9. I hold up my fingers partly because it's possible that they can be coded for in developing time markers on the video recording that I will post to the current main YouTube channel for World University and School, youtube.com/Scott MacLeod World University /videos. Agenda item 9. Also in the Glacier Bay Preserve AK blog post from Sunday, October 5th, 2025 in my blog. The future of free speech. This is a focus of Nita Farahani, a Duke Law professor whom I heard speak at Stanford Law with two panelists, Stanford Law professor Hank Greeley and Michael McConnell, and regarding brainwave devices in particular, which she's been writing and speaking about in many different ways. And I wonder whether the line from the Desiderata prose poem, "Speak your truth quietly and clearly and listen to others," will be newly possible with brainwave devices, so that we will have free speech with brainwave devices. And also regarding people having agency, the ability, a kind of free will to continue free speech, First Amendment right in the US. How this plays out in all 200 countries with different cultural contexts is another set of questions, anthropologically potentially too. Some more about this in the Glacier Bay Preserve, AK, Alaska blog post. So agenda item 10, also in the Glacier Bay Preserve, AK blog post from Sunday, October 5th, 2025. George Church, Age Reversal 2025. I searched on this again recently, and as of October 2025, George Church has not announced full age reversal in humans, is what came up. And then further, I asked Gemini, how will MIT OCW-centric wiki World University and Schools Realistic Virtual Earth for Genetics, hashtag Realistic Virtual Earth for Aging Reversal, hashtag Realistic Virtual Earth for Extreme Longevity on Twitter, X, and some LinkedIn, and even an hashtag Aging Reversal Machine, and think Google Street View with Time Slider, Gmaps, Gearth, TensorFlow AI with Pegman, as hashtag Avatar Agent Electronic Health Records for all 7.9 billion people work in something like a hashtag WUaS hospital multimedia room. Read more about this. So the idea would be to create a realistic virtual Earth for aging reversal. Think Google Street View with Time Slider, G Cell View, G Molecule View, in a smart meeting room. So put Google Street View with Time Slider in a room and view Google Street View in such a room, possibly even with a kind of planetarium projection from the smart screens on all 5 or 6 sides into the center of the room, such that we could get in among the molecules and the cells and see them in completely different ways, interoperable with the Street View level, and also with a potentially sort of table in the center with computers on it that would allow us to work as a hospital room, possibly connecting this time slider in Google Street View in this room to our avatar agents through possibly the eRapid sensor, such that we could use such a hospital room to time slide people back or dial them forward or dial parts of their body forward or back or similar. About this further in the Glacier Bay, Alaska blog post from Sunday, October 5th, 2025. So again, George Church on Age Reversal 2025, AI overview says from Google as of October 2025, George Church has not announced full age reversal in humans. So the other wing, the WUaS Corporation. It's the second of 2 WUaS wings. It's a for-profit general stock company legal entity in the state of California. It's also the academic press at World University and School, planned in 7,159 languages with machine learning, machine translation, human translation too. And it's published 5 books, and there are currently 3 Lego robotics kits available on the beginning webpage for this, worlduniversityandschool.org/academicpress.html. Check out the tax ID number at the bottom regarding the state of California as a for-profit general stock company in California in a beginning way. So agenda item A, and from Saturday, October 4th, 2025, also from the Iranian Borage Ekium Amoreum blog post. So I wondered, Pi core team, this is the Stanford Mine Pi cryptocurrency main team, the only official team, a Twitter handle at PICORETEAM, in a hashtag Walmart SF Bay Area, where Walmart is in 19 out of 200 countries. and World University and School seeks WS Educational Services stores seek to be in all 200 countries in the world, but leaving about 181 more countries to go. I wondered, Pi Core team, in a Walmart SF Bay Area, when I could pay there with hashtag Stanford MinePi cryptocurrency. And you can get free MinePi cryptocurrency from this URL on your smartphone every day, 2 to 3 Pi coins, simply by clicking 2 buttons taking less than 5 seconds. The URL for that is minepi.com/SGKMAC. Use SGKMAC as a invitation. And with a hashtag Pi WUaS partnering email too. So how to buy also from the hashtag WUaS Educational Services stores at WUaS Press on Twitter with MinePi cryptocurrency from our smartphones eventually. And again, where the WS Educational Services stores are planned in 200 countries, all languages. And also regarding Pi cryptocurrency for employees, say to pay Walmart employees with Pi cryptocurrency, where Walmart employs around 2.3 million people and is again in 19 out of 200 countries. And WUS seeks to employ around 2.5 million people over the next 50 to 100 years and grow in all 200 countries per the Olympics and from speakers of 7,159 known living languages. How Pi Core team could World University and School pay our employees with Stanford MinePi cryptocurrency? Again, more about this in the Iranian Borage Echium and Empyreum blog post from Saturday, October 4th, 2025. Agenda item B from Sunday, October 5th, 2025, from Glacier Bay Preserve, AK. What will hashtag MIT OCW-centric wiki, World University and Schools, hashtag WUS blockchain look like? And regarding hashtag WUaS free universal education and to end poverty, that's a hashtag too, among 7.9 billion people. And I asked this of Gemini AI and got a great reply. And check it out in the blog post beginning Glacier Bay Preserve AK from Sunday, October 5th, 2025. And how will the WUS blockchain and regarding WS free universal education articulate with the one of 2 co-founders of Stanford MinePi, hashtag Dr. Chengdao Fan, and regarding her talk at Token 2049 in Singapore, a conference in Singapore where she just gave a speech, a talk. And you can see that talk also in this agenda item B for the Lake Clark Wilderness AK blog post from Monday, October 6th, 2025. Also in the Glacier Bay Preserve, Alaska blog post. Agenda item C, last agenda item. My Society, Information Technology in the Global University book, potentially 2025 forthcoming at the WS Press, is developing and seeking with Gemini AI new ways to harvest my blog in writing the book. See more about this in the blog, in my blog label, beginning society or blog label of Society and Information Technology, and regarding also the blog label of Global University in my personal blog, scott-macleod.blogspot.com/search/label/society and information technology, and also label Global University. Agenda item CA. In writing this book, Society, Information Technology in the Global University further, I'm seeking to address this question especially. How best can MIT OCW-centric wiki World Univ and SCH, World University and School.org, hashtag revolutionize education with hashtag machine learning and AI, and in all 200 countries in 8 languages, and with hashtag free WUaS degrees online, and open hashtag wiki schools WUaS in all 7,159 living languages. And I asked this also of Gemini and got a great reply. Check it out as well. So that's the news and agenda for World University and School. For today is Monday, October 13th, 2025. But this was regarding an agenda that is now posted on Monday, October 6th, 2025 in both blogs. I'll post the video recording for today's WS News and Question and Answer to our main YouTube channel, youtube.com/Scott MacLeod World University, and our 2 main Twitters, twitter.x.com/WORLDUNIVANDSCH and twitter.com/WUaS Press. And also to both blog posts for today, and which begin Nepenthes Kansia. So today's blog post begins Nepenthia Koslana. And also I'll post the video recording to last week's blog post for the Monday, October 6th, 2025 WS Weekly Business Meeting beginning Lake Clark Wilderness, Alaska. If you have questions, know of students who might be interested in matriculating at World University and School, or would like to find out even about job opportunities as we begin to grow, let me know at president@worlduniversityandschool.org. Till next week, Monday, October 20th, 2025. I've already posted the agenda for that week. In a week ahead, in today's blog post, beginning Nepenthe Koslana, Monday, 10/13/2025 and 10/20/2025. Open MIT OCW-centric Wiki World University and School Weekly Business Meeting WUS News and Question and Answer. Until next week, see you then. And if you have questions, come into conversation with World University and School on social media as well. Bye for now.